How amendments have altered the U.S. Constitution. The following overview of U.S. constitutional amendments by David Shestokas was sponsored by Restore Our Constitution, a Decatur, Illinois citizens group. This video offers insights into pivotal changes in our nation's history. This is an opportunity to quickly deepen your understanding of the Constitution and amendments. To go deeper, every amendment has its own in-depth video on this channel. Dave has been involved in law and politics for decades. From his radio show Constitutionally Speaking to his development of the Constitutional Soundbites YouTube channel, Dave has been part of the constitutional conversation as lawyer, commentator, author, and candidate. His varied background and experience provides a comprehensive perspective on the subject of constitutional amendments. After Charlie Kirk's horrendous death, memorials sprung up around the country and world. Few know that Turning Point literally started in a garage in Lamont, Illinois, a few blocks from Dave's office. Dave was blessed to know Charlie as a young man and participated in early Turning Point projects thanks to a mutual friend, Bill Montgomery.
Dave's work includes audience outreach, with publications like Cápsulas Informativas Constitucionales, a Spanish explanation of American principles first published after final development in the original Turning Point office in Lamont. This YouTube channel provides viewers with foundational elements of the Constitution, starting with its preamble and 7 articles. This lays the groundwork for understanding the structure and intent of the Constitution. Exploring these elements provides insight into America's guiding principles, shaped by the goal of protecting inalienable rights within a civil society. Article 5 of the Constitution defines the amendment process. It provides the means to exercise the right of revolution, a fundamental principle of the Declaration of Independence. Understanding Article 5's purpose is crucial for appreciating that American citizens are the ultimate arbiters of the Constitution's meaning. The Article's mechanics provide for revolution without bloodshed. The Constitution has undergone significant transformation through amendments. From the Bill of Rights to voting rights expansions, these amendments have shaped the nation's legal landscape and societal norms. Study of these changes provides a view of how the Constitution has been amended to meet the demands of a growing nation while maintaining continuity. The Bill of Rights stands as a testament to the promises made and kept by the founders. The first 10 amendments recognize individual freedoms and enshrine essential liberties, forming the cornerstone of the American Republic. They were added to fulfill a promise of the Constitution's proponents. The Bill of Rights is the legal expression of the nation's aspirational foundational principles. The Bill of Rights recognizes and protects pre-existing rights, emphasizing the natural rights of conscience, expression, and self-defense. The First and Second Amendments highlight freedoms of religion, speech, and the right to bear arms. These amendments affirm everyone's inherent rights endowed by the Creator, and a command that government respect and uphold these fundamental liberties. The Bill of Rights names the principle natural rights and imposes technical rules for protecting those rights from government. Amendments 3 through 8 address issues such as quartering soldiers, unreasonable searches, and the right to a fair trial. These provisions safeguard individual liberties, yet seek to balance personal freedom and government authority granted by the people for the purpose of protecting rights. The 9th and 10th Amendments underscore foundational principles, protecting unnamed rights and reserving power to the states and people. These amendments highlight the limits of government power and remind that individual liberty is the principal goal of constitutional governance. The 12th Amendment addressed a flaw in the original presidential selection process, refining election mechanics. By separating electoral votes for president and vice president, it resolved issues that arose from the founders' initial design. This exemplifies the citizens' power to correct constitutional course when an established plan is not working properly. Amendments 11, 12, 17, 20, 22, 25, and 27 refine the technical structure of government, addressing jurisdiction, elections, term limits, and more. These amendments reflect the evolving needs of governance, ensuring that the Constitution remains relevant and effective in managing modern government. The 17th Amendment and direct election of senators was a significant structural change. This fundamentally transformed the federal-state power balance. The 17th Amendment has had profound consequences and is a source of ongoing debate about its role in shaping the nation's political landscape.
The 17th Amendment was the most far-reaching structural change in the Constitution. It shifted the power dynamics between federal and state governments. Understanding the consequences of this amendment provides insight into the founders' goals for American federalism, the challenges of maintaining a balance between national and state interests, and the implications of an increasingly powerful federal government. The 17th Amendment fundamentally altered the founders' federal system, leading to profound consequences for American governance. It enabled unfunded mandates, judicial transformation, and federal power consolidation, reshaping the relationship between state and federal authorities. This amendment highlights the potential of unintended consequences from amending the Constitution. American government is vastly different than the founders' vision, thanks to the 17th Amendment. The 15th Amendment marked a pivotal moment in the expansion of voting rights, prohibiting discrimination based on race, color, or previous condition of servitude. This amendment laid the groundwork for expansions of citizens' voices in the electoral process. It represents a significant step in expanding participation in governing the American Republic. Amendments 15, 19, 23, 24, and 26 expanded participation in elections. From prohibiting discrimination to lowering the voting age, these amendments reflect the ongoing work to provide true representation. They underscore the importance of providing every citizen the opportunity to participate in shaping the nation's future through the electoral process. The 16th Amendment introduced the federal income tax and gave up certain freedoms and limits on federal taxation in the original Constitution. This amendment highlights the dangers of pitting groups against each other. Promised as a vehicle to tax the rich, the result was a grant of federal power that touches every American every day. Understanding its impact offers insight into the trade-offs and dangers inherent in constitutional amendments. The 16th Amendment ultimately removed certain constitutional protections against excessive taxation. This amendment allowed for direct taxes, such as the income tax, to be levied without apportionment among states. It did face criticism for expanding government power beyond originally intended limits, and overturned the Supreme Court's decision in Pollock v. Farmers Loan and Trust Company, which had ruled that income taxes were unconstitutional. The 18th and 21st Amendments tell a story of government power expansion and contraction through the lens of prohibition. The 18th Amendment banned alcohol, leading to unintended consequences like the rise of organized crime. The 21st Amendment later repealed it, demonstrating the failure of an effort to overtly limit freedom in the Constitution. The Prohibition era, initiated by the 18th Amendment, aimed to restrict alcohol, but instead led to widespread criminal activity and the growth of federal law enforcement. By 1926, crime had surged, with 12,000 murders annually, and the Bureau of Investigation grew exponentially. This serves as a lesson in the dangerous consequences of severely limiting freedom. The 21st Amendment repealed the 18th Amendment and granted power to regulate alcohol to the states. It is the only amendment to repeal another. It is also the only amendment ratified by state conventions, one of two ratification possibilities provided in the Constitution's Article 5. The Prohibition experiment underscored a fundamental truth. Laws that contradict human nature and the desire for freedom will fail. The era resulted in corruption and loss of government legitimacy, reminding all that the Constitution is meant to protect liberty, not restrict it. The 13th and 14th Amendments, part of an era referred to as the Second Founding after the Civil War, extended rights by abolishing slavery and restricting interference with natural rights by the states. These amendments extended the Bill of Rights limits on federal power to state governments and provided federal authority to police the states, providing the foundation for modern civil rights movements. The Civil War Reconstruction era brought the 13th and 14th Amendments, which abolished slavery and ensured equal protection under the law. These amendments marked a constitutional revolution, emphasizing the protection of individual rights from state infringement. The 11th Amendment showcases how the people can overturn a Supreme Court decision, emphasizing popular sovereignty over judicial authority. It serves as a reminder of the power of constitutional amendments to reflect the will of the people, and that the people are the ultimate arbiters of the Constitution. 6 amendments have overruled Supreme Court decisions. From the 11th to the 26th Amendment, these changes highlight the people's role in shaping constitutional law. The amendments also demonstrate that the Supreme Court can periodically lose its way, such as ruling blacks could never be citizens, or that it was legal to prohibit women from voting. The Article 5 process has led to intriguing proposed amendments that were never ratified, such as the Congressional Apportionment Amendment and the Titles of Nobility Amendment. Curiously, in 1861, an amendment to permanently make slavery legal was sent to the states and remains pending. The amendment process is a testament to the founders' wisdom, allowing for constitutional change while preserving foundational principles. It underscores the importance of the people's role in shaping their government through peaceful means. Learn more about each of the 27 amendments on this channel with the individual videos devoted to each amendment. Dave provides multiple methods to gain insights into constitutional law and American first principles through social media platforms and publications. His work emphasizes the importance of founding principles and developing an understanding of how the Constitution applies those principles in contemporary society. Subscribe to join the battle to combat constitutional illiteracy.